Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. I'm Jen Yoko with my brother from another mother, MC Metrocard Frisky.
My day with the president's daughter.
That was
My day
yesterday.
with the president's daughter. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new edition of the Dimensional Rift. Hopefully, you can hear me nice and clear. I was a little low last time. My apologies. But yeah, we're talking Spider-Verse. Everybody's seen it. You've seen it. We're going to get into it. And yesterday, I was at Brooklyn Comic Con. I got a picture with Spider-Punk. Got a picture with Storm. And I went as a Captain America wolf. And everybody loved me. It was great. It was a good time.
Cap Wolf, Cap Wolf, Cap Wolf.
Yeah. It was awesome. I felt like I needed it, you know. It's been a rocky few months. So going to another comic convention after, it's been a long time. It felt like my reintroduction to the world. Like, I'm back, baby.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I would love to go to a con, but I'm gonna have to miss out this year.
Yeah. We'll get you back someday.
I'm gonna go out to MagFest. I'm saving for that. It's gonna be a while though.
That's in January?
Of next year, yeah.
Oh, man. I'll probably go too, man. Frankie talks about it all the time. He said he was in a mosh pit and then his arms were paralyzed. Good times. So, shout out to the beautiful woman that invited me to the convention. I appreciate you. And yeah, let's get into the news. We got a lot of stuff to share with y'all today in this edition of Yoko Reacts. A lot of Spider-Verse stuff coming at ya. Are you ready, my friend?
Yeah, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
So, last week, we showed you the Emo Elmo cake. But this week, I got a different cake to celebrate this movie finally coming out on streaming. I give you, our friends from the Navi sent this, and check it out. In the description below, click on the link. You already know.
Oh, no! Oh my gosh, did somebody go to Stu Leonard's and make a mistake? I love my birthday cake. Dude, open it. You know what? This is great. Because imagine you're like, all right, everybody, I have my birthday cake.
And then you just open it, and it looks like when your mom is trying to figure out how to use FaceTime. That's what it looks like.
No, it looks like I'm blue, dabba-dee, 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 like a close-up of that.
For real, though. I am so sick of that song. That song has been on the radio for like 10 months. It's like, get some original material. Write some original songs.
Wow.
All right, up next. Oh my goodness. So, in case you've been living under a rock, there's a lot of fires going on in Canada. And the smoke hit New York pretty bad, but the Diablo team decided, hey, we're going to use this as a marketing push for the game.
Yeah, I saw this actually. I saw this. I was like, dang, it couldn't have been more perfect.
For real, like the orange skies, I was just like, wow, like, is this what the end of the world feels like? Is this what the inside of a smoker's lung looks like? Yeah, most likely. Oh, but I hope the fires get taken, I hope they go out with the rain. And I got some friends up there. I hope they stay safe. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
I didn't even message my one of my friends.
Message them. Make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got a lot of Spider-Man stuff to show off. And this article has been shared like a million times this week. If you've seen the movie, there's a Lego segment in it, and it was animated by a 14-year-old who actually took the trailer for the Spider-Verse and turned it into a, mini Lego movie. So that's pretty impressive. I hope he got paid a lot of money for that.
So too, because animators don't get paid enough money. Like, I didn't even see the animated part because the article I sent you is from New York Times. And New York Times is like, oh, you got to pay $1. And like, this is pretty wholesome. Like, watching it now, it's like beat for beat the preview of the movie. Oh my gosh. And obviously he got help. He couldn't have done it by himself.
I disagree. Back in the day, I made my own Fur Affinity account with no help.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go digest what you said and put it in the vault. Boop. Put it in the vault.
But it is very impressive. I'm sure he has like a great career ahead of him. He's probably going to go to college for animation and art. And it's a good time to be an animation fan. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it when we get into it, but I'm just really happy that this kid got the opportunity. It's something that I dreamed of as a kid. And, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I was doing at 14? I was picking my
playing
nose.
Smash Brothers? Oh, okay.
And playing Smash Brothers, yeah. All right. If you go to the theater, you'll be lucky enough to find these really cool popcorn buckets modeled after the stars.
These popcorn buckets?
Yeah, at AMC. Beautiful, right?
Oh. I mean, I would not want to eat out of their heads. That's just the thing. I would probably like, okay, cool, this is a piggy bank, but like...
Yeah.
What? No!
That's the thing, like, they look so cool, you just want to put it on a shelf, you don't want to actually use it, but it's a good place to put some weed.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Great time. Anyway, I got some art to share. This illustration is, it's from a deleted scene of the movie.
No! It is not a deleted scene. Oh, no!
It's canon. It's a canon event. Canon event.
Oh my gosh. Wait, let me digest this. Yeah, that face is so real that Gwen is making. Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, indeed. And I saw a really nice picture of them at the con yesterday. They were like doing the upside down, like they're about to kiss, but not really. Mm-hmm. They're looking at each other, and then you got all the spider people like around them. Like, it was a beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece I found is this right here. I like this a lot. This could be a poster. Matter of fact, I might tell Kristen right now to make that a poster.
Wait, so this is not a poster?
No, this is a...
Is it an
art.
ad?
No, someone just like drew it.
Oh.
Fan art.
I like it. See, like, look, everyone was talking about AI art, but there's something that AI art can't do, and it's just make you feel.
You're right.
Like, this has so much feeling in it. Like, we gotta talk about the movie because you need to put this on screen because this movie, this scene right here, like projects the feelings of what goes on in the dang movie.
You're absolutely right. Maybe it is an official poster because I see like credits on the bottom. It could be an IMAX poster. We'll see. Up next, well, as you know, Barbie Mania is starting to take over, so we got the Barbie Spider Sona.
Barbie Spider Sona. Okay, yeah, this is accurate. Yo, why does Barbie have extra booty, though? They gave her extra booty. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so weird.
Yeah, guarantee someone's gonna cosplay as that at some point in the future.
Yep, I'm waiting. The comments are great. Who will be the villain? Is it Mary J. Blige? Oh wait, who will be her? I'm sorry. Who will be her main villain and who will be her MJ? And I guess it's just. Oh, they based it off of a pink flower spider. That's cute.
It's very wholesome. Speaking of girl power, we got the Marvels coming out this fall, and they started to put out some action figures that I thought you might want to take a look at.
Probably won't buy them because American action figures with women suck. Most of them, if not all of them, suck. I'm just gonna look. Let's see. The faces don't look bad. They look pretty good. The knee joints. Alright, they don't look bad. Kamala looks the worst.
Yeah, that face she's making, I don't know.
Ooh, what did they do to the anti-cap? The bootleg cap?
I don't know. I don't
Like,
know.
this one looks like he went to a candy shop and made a sugar candy.
Ew.
Shields.
What the hell?
Look at him. And why does he have lipstick?
Yo, his face is all scrunched up like he just sucked on a melon.
Only 2 out of these figures look good. I mean, I'm indifferent.
Okay. Last but not least, Danny Trejo got his own toy. Check this out. My little
I
Danny.
saw this. Who's that? Educate me. Who is this character?
But this character, that's Danny Trejo.
From
From Life. That's just him.
From
I don't know. You have a cartoon called My Little Danny?
I don't know. I guess somebody might make one now. Combing his hair with the,
The machete.
Yeah.
Alright. That's it for Yoko Reacts.
Fantastic.
And I saw an advanced screening of The Flash last week. WB has been pushing this movie as hard as they can because they have a sex offender as a star, so they just trying to get the fans to promote it for them essentially.
Hurry, get here, fans, hurry.
So, giving my quick thoughts on The Flash. So, the first 20 minutes are the best part of the movie because it finally feels like DC figured out how to do a scene from the Justice League cartoon. Their Flash and Batman are working together, and the Flash's scene in the beginning is so good. But unfortunately, the rest of the movie, he doesn't do anything nearly as cool as that anymore. He gets overshadowed by Michael Keaton. As soon as Michael Keaton shows up, it's his movie. And, he did a great job, man, stepping back into the role that he hasn't played since Batman Returns back in 92. So he was a great part of it. And, overall the movie was better than I expected because I had low expectations. I thought this was going to be just messy and, lame. But, they had a few good comedy moments. Supergirl is in it, but she barely has any lines. But what she did bring to the table, I did enjoy. It's I would like to see more of her, but the movie really downplayed her. And of course, in the marketing, they hyped her up. But she's in there for maybe 5-10 minutes, honestly.
I wasn't even hyped up. I saw 2 previews, and even then I was like, oh, cool, Kara. She crazy. All right.
Yeah, this one got attitude. And it's I like that, Supergirl with attitude. People had caged her. So she has a right to be pissed off. But again, it's just, she's very underserved. And, the bad guy they've been hyping up is General Zod from Man of Steel. Listen, Man of Steel came out 10 years ago. Who's really nostalgic for that? We're yo, yeah, let's do Man of Steel again. It's really corny, but I guess they needed people to fight, so they were all right, we got General Zod here. And even Michael Shannon's oh, well, I came back, but I thought it was very trivial.
That's funny.
Yeah, overall, like, the movie's okay. You know, it's passable. I would give it like a 7 or a 6 out of 10. You know, if you're a fan of the Flash character, you will get a kick out of it because there's 2 of them in the movie. And sometimes that could get like really annoying. The middle sags a bit because one of them has to like get their powers, so there's like a mini origin story in the middle of all this. And yeah, my uncle was falling asleep at that part, honestly.
I'm already bored.
Yeah.
And you're just describing it to me, but like, I'm not hype.
Nah, just catch it on an airplane.
It does not bring me joy.
And now, our feature presentation.
Across the Spider-Verse. I'll let you take this. Go.
Oh, okay. Well, Cross the Spider-Verse starts out very strong. It doesn't start off with Miles Morales. By the way, are we talking spoilers here?
All right, we're going full spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, tough titties.
All right, just skip ahead or whatever.
Or go see the movie.
Or go see the movie, which we both highly recommend. I will say right off the bat, I have to say this now. My only issue with the film is if you have sensory issues, don't sit in the front and bring your blue light glasses because there's a lot of unnecessary flashing lights. I actually had a hard time seeing the beginning, and I'm probably going to have to see it again.
I was thinking about that when I was watching it. I'm like, oh no, Yoko's eyes are going to hurt.
Yeah, and I never would have, and like this sucks because I never would have had this problem if I didn't have a concussion, like from years ago. It's so dumb that like a probably 7-year-old concussion like changes your brain. I don't know if anybody out there has had one and had similar issues, but it sucks. Anyway, like so the beginning movie starts off with Gwen Stacy and like every color, every sound, every expression. I'm not going to say movement because the expressions in this film count as movement and were important. You were getting a feel for how lonely she felt, how sad she felt, how angry, that she's basically keeping all of her feelings inside because she can't tell anybody she's Spider-Girl. And I was just shocked that they started off with Gwen, mostly because I'm like, I thought we were gonna start off where we left off, which was with Miles. But it leads up to why we go to Miles, especially when the ending of the first movie was him listening to headphones and a portal opens up and we see Gwen Stacy saying, "Hey, Miles, want to hang out?" And I'm talking about the beginning of the film because it was literally a painting. So with each Spider-Man character led to the style of the comic or era of comic the character was in. So each Spider character had their own custom art, palette, graphics. And even if they were real, they would just film them. They would just like, here we are, guest appearance, Tobey Maguire, here he is. Just there's no 3D animation, it's just him. And if anybody's read any of the new comics within like the last decade, you have Silk Spider-Man, you have Amazing Spider-Man, you have Spectacular Spider-Man. Any Spider-Man that you can think of, it was in this film. I was just like, man, it would be really cool if there was a werewolf Spider-Man. Guess what? Mama got what she asked for. So I'm not going to jump through the whole film. I really wanted to go over aesthetics because with each art, let's just say, which each dimension, the art would adjust to the dimension, which kind of remained consistent to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially Doctor Strange. Remember that scene in Doctor Strange, the last movie, where what was it? America went through the melting verse or something like that.
They were all paint.
Yes.
Yes, I remember.
So think of it like that with for those who are listening for almost every scene if you're up to date on all the Marvel stuff. So what did you think about the art direction?
Okay, the art for Gwen Stacy's world was very well done. It was like done in watercolor, and what people have pointed out is that when she's feeling sad, the colors are like more blue, and when she's happy, the colors are like more pink. I don't know if you picked up on that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's so many like little details and flourishes like that throughout the whole movie that people are gonna, for a long time, they're just gonna comb through it and keep finding new stuff to talk about it. Like I loved her little prologue sequence. It was like a short film in itself. And some people were complaining like, "Oh, why did they do that? Like we didn't need that whole first 20 minutes. It could just cut it
Yes,
off."
we did. Yes, we. Yeah, I'm agreeing with. I'm just.
I'm like,
Ah.
yeah, Gwen Stacy is as big as a character as Miles in this movie, and I'm here for it. Like I love their chemistry. My favorite part of the movie was this like the spider date. That's what I coined it. They're like swinging
It was a
together.
spider day. I like that. That was my favorite scene too.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, relationship goals right there. I want to be upside down on a building holding a girl's hand. It's cute. It's cute. Yeah, Gwen Stacy, she was a great character, and then just seeing her dad try to arrest her, that was like a gut punch, man. Like
Yeah.
imagine like your own dad finding out that you're a vigilante and he's trying to like take you in, and it's like, what? That's like this ultimate betrayal. So I totally get why she said, F this, I'm out, and joins up with the Spider Society. I was like, yeah, this makes total sense. And you could tell she wanted to see Miles again, but of course they couldn't let her do that because they know that he's the original anomaly and he can like mess things up. The direction they took Miles' story in this movie was like very unexpected, but also meta in the fact that,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, he wasn't supposed to get bit by that spider. It was supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
Miles in that Earth that we see at the very end.
Yeah.
Instead, that Miles became the Prowler, and I was like, "Oh my Jesus!"
Oh no. Or the prowler.
The elephant sound. So I thought that was very, very clever, especially when the whole chase scene. That chase scene, man, is beautiful. That I know when they put it up on YouTube, that's gonna get like millions and millions of views because it's pretty much like the centerpiece of the movie. And Miguel's like saying, "Oh, you're not Spider-Man. You don't belong. You shouldn't be here." And it mimics the discourse leading up to this movie because a lot of people were dismissing Miles Morales as Spider-Man. They're like, "Oh, he's just like, a sidekick or whatever, or a protege. He's not the actual Spider-Man." But, he is. So when he says, "I'm going to just, what did he say? I'm going to do things my way or something. I'm going to just do me," basically.
Nah,
That
I'm
was
gonna do my
basically,
own thing. That's
yeah,
what he
I'm gonna do
said.
my own thing. That's basically telling everybody on the internet to shut the fuck up. And I love that. That was like such a big moment for him. But again, there's so many layers to this. Like the Spot. Let's talk about the Spot. What do you think about him?
Oh my gosh. So the Spot obviously has holes in his brain. I mean, there's a clear metaphor there too with his makeup, his accident, the accident that happened to him, and his brain's fried. There's like no way to help him in any way, shape, or form. Like he either has to come to terms, die, or go to a dimension where he's held up. Because I know Spider-Man, our hero code is not to kill, even though it happens. So whether it be by accident or on purpose, it's rare, right? So, I'm very curious as to how this will end because God, the ending left me really upset. I'm not going to go over the ending, but I was just thinking his character's silly. Isn't it played by Deadpool? What was that guy's voice?
I think it's played by Jason Schwartzman.
What was his name? The Spot?
Yeah, the Spot. I know Spider-Man India was played by the cab driver in Deadpool.
Oh. Okay, Johnson Schwartzman is the Spot. He sounds just like freaking Deadpool
Was it
to me.
Jason? Jason Schwartzman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the last evil X in Scott Pilgrim.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So
It all comes
the
together.
douche. But I like how they built him up because in the beginning, they're joking on him. They're like, "Hey, you're just a villain of the week. You ain't shit." So over time, he levels up. He gets more power, and then eventually he's a threat to the entire Spider-Verse. He goes into Spider-Man India's universe. What, Mumbai Hatton? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I thought that was such a really well rendered city. It's like, for instance, it was like New York, Tokyo, Dubai, and pretty much every major city in the world combined into one, with the most style from India.
Yeah, and what's great about this series is that all these different spider people, you you can make a spin-off on any of them because they're so interesting, and you spend just a little, just enough time to be like, okay, I want to like see more of that. They beg you, they give you enough so that you left there wanting more. And yeah, Spider-Man India was like such a delight. Like he was such a cool Peter Parker, and I love the
He was
design.
hilarious. He was like, "Oh, I don't have to exercise." He was like the perfect body type.
Yeah, and he was saying the tea joke. He's like, chai tea? Why are you calling it tea?
Right? I
And
love chai tea. No.
and I like the little montage where he's like hitting on the girl he likes, and her father walks up and he's like, "Oh, we're just studying. It's fine."
We're studying away from each other, very, very,
Six
that
feet
is
apart.
very much. Yeah.
6 feet apart. But yeah, I loved him. He was a delight. I'm sure he'll be back in the sequel. And then, of course, I think the MVP of this movie everybody's like talking about is Spider Punk.
Punk, bro. He is my favorite. Oh my gosh. I thought he was gonna be like the 90s British big hair band rocker. And I've seen Spider Punk, but I've never seen who was under the mask.
And now you know. And he takes off his mask, and Miles is like, "Man, you're cool under there too."
I know. This is bogus. Well, he was like, Gwen was hanging out with him, and I was just like, interested. He's like, "You took my shoes too." And I was like, that was very, for what it was, that's very risque. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they
Like,
definitely had some sleepovers.
well, they did, because like it was very much implied, but obviously she didn't do anything, and he respects that. But
There's gonna be fan fiction.
I
There will be
know, oh
fan
my
fiction
gosh,
that we have to read.
no, I'm not gonna read it. You can have all the fun with that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this guy is like the total like anti-establishment Spider-Man. He just like, I don't like the rules. Whatever. Like, I'm just here.
But he was like, that was his strong point. Sit over there. Nah, man, I ain't doing that.
I ain't doing that, mate.
He's speaking
You get me, bruv. Might as well attack the block.
Cagney. He had a Cagney accent.
Yeah, that one. That guy. He was played by Daniel Kaluuya. You know who Daniel Kaluuya is?
No, maybe
He's the
I
main
do.
character from Get Out.
Oh, yo, that's awesome. Now I even like him more. Shut up.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I don't know if he's British in real life. I have no idea because I never seen him do an interview. Like, but
Yeah, I
I
was
wouldn't be
looking for
surprised.
concept art. Oh,
But his art style, though, like they said, it took like 4 years to get that art style done
wow.
because there's so many frames. Like he moves in like 3 frames per second, something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, it was just so unique. I want to see what his world looks like because his world is probably nuts.
Yeah, I believe it.
But he's definitely gonna be in the next one for sure. He saves Gwen when she gets stuck in her universe. He makes her a little bracelet to jump between the verses.
Yeah, and then you forget that they're all fucking geniuses,
Yeah,
right? You
even the
forget
horse.
in that moment.
Yes, Peter Parker is a smart cookie, or
All the
Spider Man in general.
well, all of them are. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a Dickens.
Did you like the Spider Bite? The girl that was like the Spider Man VR. She was like in her in her house eating Fritos.
That felt like the Kaze of the our friend of ours. It's like, yeah, I could see Kaze doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like all these spider people, they're so interesting. It's like I want to know more. I want to know about the spider horse. I want to know about the spider Tyrannosaurus Rex, the spider
Like
car.
some child did this. Come on. Some child did that. Like the spider dinosaur. What would you like, sweetheart? Spider dinosaur.
Yeah, like all these spider people are not from the comics. There's definitely a lot of OCs in there. But that's what's cool. It's like you can make your own spider sona and somewhere out there it will be considered canon.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there was like I saw spider cat in there. There was a thick spider woman. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, there
girl."
was.
I
And
was
then there
like,
was a muscle
"Ooh."
spider woman. And I was like, move over. I want her to crush me.
What did you think of Jessica Drew, the pregnant spider woman? What you think of her?
Well, I've seen her before, but not black. So, but the non-black one, same one, different universe was also in it. Because hold on. I think I actually have that comic in my I have this on my shelf. This is the one. This is the one I'm familiar with. I'm just gonna go put this on the screen. And people were complaining about it. They're like, we can't have that.
Yeah, people were
So
complaining that she's a pregnant woman and she's fighting crime. She's so irresponsible. I'm
you
like,
know,
bitch, it's a cartoon. Grow up.
not just that. Like I'm telling you, like people don't want to believe it, but there have been women warriors who were pregnant, dressing like men in ancient China to defend their lands, and pregnant. So like, shut up.
Listen,
Pregnant women aren't
man,
feeble.
life doesn't stop because you're pregnant. You got shit to do.
Yup.
Sometimes you gotta fight in a war. Sometimes you gotta fight Thanos with like a kid.
Plus, woman barely walked. She had a motorcycle. It's not, it's whatever. And she has webs. It's okay.
Yeah, they was trying to say the same thing about Peter B. Parker and his daughter Mayday. It's like, why is this guy like carrying his daughter around? I'm like, because he's a father and wants to spend time with his daughter.
Dude, he's having okay, that is the cutest thing in this whole movie is him doting over his child and his child just having so much fun with daddy. Like, oh boy, let me climb up the walls. Hooray! And Mary Jane didn't die from cancer. That's the best part. So, like, come on.
She didn't die from radioactive semen. Thank God.
I had to tell my uncle that he was just like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
It does though. Yeah, I love seeing Peter B. Parker again. Like he shows up near the end, and he's a happy family man, and that's something in the comics that they're afraid to do. They're afraid for Spider-Man to settle down and have a family. They always reverse it whenever they do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of
Not
the
sure
discourse.
why.
Yeah, because they're like, oh well, we need him relatable to like our readers. It's like hey, you're some of your readers have families, some of your readers are married, they have kids. Like, just let Spider-Man grow up. They're afraid to like let him evolve. They got to keep him in high school all the time. It's really exhausting.
I know. My fear was that he would die. Like I kept getting scared. I was like, please don't let him die. Please. Because like then that would ruin the whole movie for me. I don't want him to die and leave his daughter orphaned because like it's gonna make me sick.
Yeah, it would suck for
Yeah.
sure. But let's talk about like the actual villain of the piece, because the spot's here, but I feel like they're just setting him up for the next movie. I think the real villain of this movie is Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, Miguel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to call him Miguel because I'm not gonna remember all those numbers, okay? Um
Can't even remember your social security.
just barely, you know? Um so the spot we really don't know much about him. We only know that he's out for revenge for Miles because he changed his anatomy, changed his body appearance. Nobody likes him anymore because he's pretty much disfigured. Okay?
He looks like a bowling ball.
He does. No, he looks like dice.
Anthropomorphic dice. He got hit by a bagel, so that's a good motivation for revenge.
Right? How does he eat? He put something in his mouth, but it doesn't mean that it went through.
Yeah, that's why like the spot I think is gonna be a bigger deal in the third one. But Miguel for real is like the main antagonist. Like you see
Mhm.
a quick flash of his backstory. He saw a variant of himself die in another universe, and that variant had a family, so he tried to take his place. And according to him, when he did that, the whole universe around him collapsed
Mhm.
because it was a canon event that the Miguel was supposed to stay dead. So when he undid that, the universe imploded. And that's what leads us to like the motivation of all the spider people chasing Miles, is because Miles wants to save his father from dying.
So Miguel's mad because his mistake, he wasn't thinking about it. Am I right?
Yeah, he's basically trying to prevent Miles from making the same mistake he did.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't really trust him. Like, I feel like there's something more there to these canon events.
I agree. There's something missing. I'm like, Miguel, what is going on, bruh?
Yeah, and he really hates Miles because he's like the original anomaly in the Spider-Verse. He was the one thing that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, we gotta get you. Gonna get you, Spider-Man. You can't be having powers and shit. You're messing everything
And you
up."
can't be happy. Yeah, you can't be happy.
Yeah, and so that whole chase scene was just brilliant. And the whole time I'm thinking, why doesn't he just turn invisible? Like, he could turn invisible and sneak out of there. But there was a reason behind that. He was leading all the people away from, the compound, or, the headquarters, so he can like go back home. And I was like, that's freaking brilliant. And
Yup.
I applaud that. And then you see Gwen Stacy, she knew about it too. So he's betrayed by her, and then Peter B is trying to like talk to him. It's like, hey man, we could figure this out. It was like devastating to see like his friends on opposite sides.
I know. And they didn't mean for it because you everybody tries to do things to we got to do it for a just cause, but is it a just cause? I
There's
know it's just one person, but is it really going to be that devastating? We don't I just feel like there is more to it.
absolutely, because real Spider-Man, real Spider people, they always find a way to save everybody. They don't
Mhm.
leave anybody behind. And that's why Miles is like, what is wrong with you people? Like, people are going to die, and you're just going to let it happen because you think like this universe is going to implode. Like, Spider-Man always finds a way.
Mhm.
And it's a great message. Like, he's rebelling against them because, again, like, Spider-Man always finds a way. So there's got to be another alternative there's got to be a way to save his dad while keeping the universe intact. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting hook for the sequel because this is a two-parter. I knew it was a two-parter, but most general audiences did not, and they were very disappointed when they saw it to be continued at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I was like, I said out loud, "Ooh,
Like
no!"
like no, daddy, no.
Yeah, you knew I was like, I'm glad you didn't spoil it for me, but I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Dun, 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 dun. I like the way they were like pushing it. Like I was at the edge of my seat throughout most of the film.
Is that
You know,
Felicia? I hear Felicia in the
No.
background.
Felicia's dead. This is Weiss.
I'm sorry.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Felicia was my cat of 18 years, and she passed away in like 2016. Yeah. I had her for 18 years. So, like,
My bad.
you didn't know. Or
No,
maybe you did know.
I don't remember stuff. I'm sorry.
Go sit in the corner.
I wish I saw the movie with you to see your reaction. That would have been great because there was a lot of moments. I knew it was gonna end on a cliffhanger, so there was a lot of moments where I'm like, okay, this is where they end it. I thought they were gonna end it when Gwen went back to her universe. They were gonna end it there, or when Miles like tells his mom that he's Spider-Man, but he's in the wrong universe. I thought they were gonna end it there, but it just like kept going and going. I'm like, all right, what's this leading up to? So when they finally do end it, it's kind of like, okay, like I felt like they could have like wrapped that up a little tighter, but it did not deter my enjoyment of the movie. I will say that's probably the one thing it's holding it back from me liking it better than the first movie because clearly this story is like incomplete.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these movies are meant to be seen like back to back because they're one big story, and they take their time with the pacing in the beginning. It's a lot of family moments, a lot of character development, and I enjoyed that. And I knew they have the luxury to do that because they have two movies instead of just rushing from set piece to set piece.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate that. And again, when we get the third one next year, it's going to be a great experience to watch this as a trilogy. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is one I would definitely watch as a trilogy. But the second one admittedly is very long.
Yeah, it's one of like the longest animated movies ever. It has,
Really?
Like yeah, like I read that somewhere. I'm sure there's like foreign films that are longer, but probably like an American animated film.
Yeah.
But it's okay because I
And
would
it's
have been
not
there.
boring.
It's
Go
never
ahead.
boring. It's never boring because every frame on screen is like a painting. Like you could print it out and just put it on your wall. There's so many beautiful scenes and backdrops, and I can't express enough how beautiful this film looks, and the music is great too. I love the score, and the voice acting is on point. Like this movie is it's awesome. It's like you guys gotta check it out as soon as possible. It already made like more than the first one in like a week, which is great because a lot of people had very low expectations for the first one, me included. I was like, all right, it looks okay. But, we were blown away.
It's animation for me. I'm always holding a lot of them, depending, but a majority of them in high regard because one thing that animation can do that real films can't is get the exaggerated fight scenes to look realistic enough and believable enough. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I feel more heart and passion in a lot of these.
Absolutely. They're talking about a live action Miles Morales movie now. And I'm like, no, keep him animated. Like, it's not going to look as cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to see him eventually in live action. But for now, keep him as the star of these Spider-Verse movies. That's where it's at.
So I read Miles Morales was created in defiance of Sony because
Yeah.
they're like, nah, man, we could have a black Spider-Man. That's not a problem. And they distinctly said, like, no, Peter Parker has to be white. He has to be straight. He has to be married to Mary Jane, this, that, and the third. But Marvel's like, no, we can do our own. And then those comics started to sell well. And I guess this is a story of just because you're different doesn't mean you can't be successful.
Yeah, Miles Morales started because they were casting for the Amazing Spider-Man, and everybody was pushing for Donald Glover to take it. Because in one episode of Community, he's wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and everybody just like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if Donald Glover was Peter Parker? And lo and behold, full circle moment, Donald Glover is in this movie as the Prowler.
Yep.
Because in Spider-Man Homecoming, he played Aaron Davis, is Miles Morales' uncle. And he eventually becomes the Prowler. So they paid that off in this movie. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, but it's like every single thing came full circle. It was to me a big FU moment to the best revenge is success. And then those same people, I know this for a fact, those same people will come back and say, oh yeah, I knew that it would be successful. Like there was just,
Of course. Man, another thing this movie does well is the emotion. Like when his mom is talking to him about like, you got to be who you are. There's going to be people out there that don't accept you. And you just like go against the grain. Like I really felt that, man. Like she reminded me of my mom. Like that's something she would say. And
I thought of your mom. I thought of your mom.
I was like, that resonates with me. And then even when they're at the party, I saw like pasteles. I was like, oh, they got pasteles on the big screen. I love that.
I want pasteles.
Right. So the big question on everybody's mind and the title of this video is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse better than Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
First movie or second movie?
Second movie.
Okay, it's definitely better than the second movie.
It is. No question. The reason I bring that up is because if you remember, our very first episode of this podcast was asking, is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse better than Black Panther? Because they were both up for Oscars that year.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. I liked the second movie, but I feel like Spider-Verse, you want to root for them and you feel for them a little bit more than Suri, because Suri was just on a revenge binge the whole movie, and it kind of exhausted me. Like really thinking back, because I know I said before I would buy it on DVD and whatnot, and it's not that I would retract my statement, but I would rather watch Spider-Verse over that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get that it's unfair to compare these two movies. It would have made more sense if Spider-Verse came out in October like it was supposed to, because then they would have been like closer together. But, the thing about Black Panther, it's just a sad fest, man. Black Panther is a sad fest.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
This one, it has a lot of emotions. You're hyped, you're excited, and then at the very end, you're shocked. You're like, oh my god, what's he gonna do? Like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's like that. I hate to say it, it's like that typical MCU movie. Like you go into one of those movies right now, and you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some cool action scenes and some witty comedy and all that stuff, and some decent performances. Especially Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
She deserved an Oscar for that movie. But for Spider-Verse, these guys can do whatever the hell they want. Like sky's the limit. Like their imagination holds no bounds, and we're always gonna see something new. Like even in this movie, there's so many Spider-Man that we haven't seen yet. Like Japanese Spider-Man, I'm sure he's gonna pop up in the next one.
Oh, dude, I hope he has a spider mech, because back in the day when YouTube first came out, somebody released all of Japanese Spider-Man. It was a sight to behold. Y'all like Power Rangers? It's for you then. It is for you. It is
Yeah,
so fun.
it's Japanese Spider-Man is a mood. Like I saw a few episodes of Frankie, and he's just sometimes he has a machine gun.
Yeah.
He's just mowing
Yeah.
down
Well,
people.
in the 70s to like the early 90s, the exaggerated mechs, the weapons, all that stuff, that was the mood, man. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, so for the next movie, I'm hoping they can bring in like 90s Spider-Man from the 90s cartoon. Maybe like
I thought he was there in the background because they had the
maybe
3D MTV Spider-Man.
you
I
saw
pro-
the MTV Spider-Man? I didn't
I
see
love.
him.
You've never seen the MTV Spider-Man TV show?
No, I have, but he was in the
Oh,
movie.
yeah, he was in the movie. He was in the back, and the spectacular Spider-Man was there from
Yeah,
the TV show.
Insomniac Spider-Man was there.
Yeah, which was in there quite a bit because the kids were, the dude, his friend Genki was playing. He's like, yeah, I'm working on the paper. And he's just playing the one that you have.
Yeah, he's actually playing the new one that's coming out, which finally got a release date, October 20th.
That is
It's
so funny.
it's on. I'm gonna have to get a PS5, man.
Well, we're all gonna have to get a PS5. I'm pissed off because one, where are they? Two, I freaking I'm not gonna pay $800, and I'm not exaggerating, to get a PS5 because I want Final Fantasy, the next part. And I'm pissed because I gotta find the system, $500 plus tax. So we're talking about like maybe six.
That's if you get the one with the disc
And of
drive.
course, yeah, but I'm gonna have to get the one with the disk drive because the games are gonna be more valuable either way. If servers shut down, how am I gonna play my damn game?
Very
You know what I
true.
mean?
No, you're
It's
right. You're
such
right.
it's such a risk. I don't know. I just really hate. I'm just mad. Anyway,
Yeah, that new Final Fantasy is coming out. I think next year.
yeah,
Final Fantasy 7 Part 2
yeah.
DX.
I was complaining to my friend about it, and he's like, "Well, it's a good idea that they do that." I was like, we paid $60 for a demo, a 50-hour demo." No, I was like, "Yeah, it was a great game, but it was a great demo." And you just got mad at me.
Wow, he called it a demo.
Look,
Burn.
like when they released the game, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be in multiple parts." Like right as I was thinking it was gonna be a full game with multiple discs, and then they were like, "No, it's gonna be,
Yeah,
it's gonna take a while."
yeah. They said this new one is gonna be on 2 discs. I'm like, what?
That means
What?
the game might possibly be 6 discs.
Shit.
But I'm like, I want to be able to finish the game before I die. Come on, man. Like, I don't want to be 90. Like, oh, I can't wait for Final Fantasy. And then PS10 is going to come out.
Oh God, no! PS9. It's gonna be a sphere, just like that.
Yeah,
weird
remember
commercial.
that commercial?
I remember
Yeah.
that commercial. I was like, "Whoa, the future!" Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I need to find a PS5. I need to play that Spider-Man game and Tekken 8. I signed up for the Tekken 8 beta. I don't even have the console to play it on if I get picked.
You can get kicked off.
I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have to like go to a friend's house.
That's so funny.
But yeah, another knock on Black Panther. Sorry, I keep beating this horse. Is
Fine.
the guy who played Namor has recently been accused of sexual misconduct.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that has nothing to do with the movie. I just thought I'd throw it out there because I read it this morning.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it. It's kind of good that we're getting people now on these things because it would set a precedence to like, bro, doing this on set is not appropriate. Should never be appropriate.
Doing it anywhere is inappropriate, man. Ask for
Yeah.
consent. Consent is sexy. People like consent. I be asking girls, is it okay if I could hold your hand? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. and then they ghost
Yeah.
me. Anyway, you have any other thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse?
No, I was just so sold on the art direction and the ingenious design, and I guess my only complaint is it did become a little overwhelming for me at one point, but I got over it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this again. Probably try to see it again next week. Go see that instead of The Flash. I'm sorry.
Dang, yo, he just said it.
Yeah, go see it instead of Elemental, because Elemental looks like it's gonna be whack.
Well, people were saying that, Spider-Verse came out. We're not sure, you know?
Yeah, I have no faith in that movie. I don't even think Disney has faith in that movie because the marketing has been very, very on the low end.
Dang.
But regardless, it is a good time to be an animation fan. There's so many
Mhm,
other things coming out. You got the Turtles coming out. I know there's a few animated films coming out. I think on Netflix at the end of the
mhm,
month.
mhm.
Disney got a new movie in November called Wish. You know, we're eating out here. We're eating.
Yeah. I think the push for new and better, and I would say Spider-Verse is okay, Spider-Verse is the perfect example of show, don't tell. Okay?
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is you need to have a balance of show and tell, which the movie presented itself. But I mean this in the case of diversity, because people, no matter what we do or no matter what we say, people will complain about like, why is there a black character in this, that, and a third? But I would say Spider Verse wins that overall. You don't have to. You can have a different colored character in any way, shape, or form, and Spider Verse would be the perfect example to prove to anybody that it doesn't matter who your character is, as long as they're written well and it's presented properly. You could do it.
absolutely. Totally agree on that.
Yeah.
Also, Futurama's coming back for like the sixth
Oh,
time. That
so
show never
is
stays dead.
King of the Hill.
All right, before we go, let's do a quick dimensional diary. And I will ask, when you were growing up as a kid, what was your favorite thing to draw?
Sailor Moon. Oh, and Sonic. Sailor Moon and Sonic. Those are the very two I would religiously draw all the time.
And what would you draw? Like them being friends? Or, you know,
I would
action
draw
films?
them separately because Sonic is the reason why I draw. I got issue 2 from my brother, and I would draw. I traced that dang book until it fell apart, bro. And then when I got went into Sailor Moon, I bought the trading card set. Some guy sold me the whole set of like 350 cards for $15. And I would just look at those and study that. So that was fun for me. What about you?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't very blessed with the gift of art. Like, my drawings just suck. I can't even color inside the lines, like, to this day.
Dang.
But I remember, specifically, I like drawing the crests from Digimon. I remember one time I just drew all of them, and I painted them, and, you know, just, I used the whole paper, and I was like, yeah, this looks cool. Yeah. So, I don't know, something about the crest from Digimon, it just really resonated with me. I like it. It's my jam. That's why on my second fursuit, I got the Crest of Courage on the back.
That's awesome.
And you even drew me the Crest of Courage on one of my hoodies, which I still have.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if he has it still.
Of course, I still have it. I love it. And they're just like really cool symbols and stuff. Like, I could see it as a tattoo one day, you know, because, you know, in life, you know, with all of our anxiety, sometimes we just need a little courage to get through the day and
Amen.
fight back
Yup.
the Sunday scaries.
spooky, scary Sundays and spooky, scary stories.
All right, well, that's about it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll see the movie. Are you doing anything for Pride?
I'm not sure because it's scary where I'm at.
Yes, it is. It's like that Diablo billboard. Welcome to hell.
Yeah. It's self-made by the state,
It's like the
which is
purge.
sad.
All right. Well, if you guys are celebrating Pride this year, stay safe, stay together, big groups, and enjoy yourselves. Summer's around the corner. We're gonna get this thing started.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky Dimensional